You walk through the doorway. Instantly, the hum of conversation pauses, and a dozen unfamiliar faces turn in your direction. In the span of about 3 seconds, every person in that space has scanned you, processed your energy, and locked in an initial impression. At this high-stakes moment, most people rely entirely on luck, hoping the group's collective brain accidentally settles on a favorable narrative. Relinquishing control over this rapid assessment is the primary reason why new social situations trigger such intense spikes of anxiety. To survive that immediate wave of pressure, our brains often deploy a specific, highly counterproductive defense mechanism: overcompensation. You can hear it when someone talks just a little too fast, forces a laugh at a joke that wasn't funny, or nervously rattles off their entire resume to a total stranger. This is the performer's trap. Initial anxiety triggers the urge to impress. This forced performance signals insecurity, causing friction that feeds back into anxiety. Acting unnaturally creates physical stress. The tension radiates outward, and humans naturally repel unpredictable energy. Bypassing this trap means dropping the urge to perform completely. Rapport is built by leaning into the subtle psychological levers of familiarity. Before you even open your mouth to introduce yourself, you are already broadcasting a massive amount of data through your posture and physical state. We have a subconscious habit of emotional mirroring. When we are near someone, our nervous systems naturally attempt to match their internal emotional state. If you hold your breath, keep your shoulders tightly closed, and move with rigid, quick steps, the people watching you will physically brace themselves. Your defensiveness becomes their defensiveness. But if you keep your shoulders open, maintain natural eye contact, and slow your physical movements down, you signal safety. The group will unconsciously exhale and lower their guards. You establish the baseline comfort level of the room entirely through your physical presence, long before the first word is spoken. Once that physical baseline is set and the conversation begins, your primary objective shifts from managing presence to finding verbal alignment. Our evolutionary wiring dictates a simple rule: we instinctively trust what feels familiar. Trying to seem intensely impressive often breaks that familiarity. Instead of taking over, you practice subtle mirroring. Listen to how the group communicates and match their speaking pace, their volume, and energy level. This animation illustrates the process. You find alignment by merging rhythm with the groups through micro-agreements. Simple nods or a quiet "yeah" pull the interaction into harmony. These repeated signals of agreement bypass the logical brain, creating an immediate, subconscious feeling that you belong. By seamlessly adopting the existing rhythm of the room, you provide the psychological safety that makes real, open communication possible. Taking this a step further requires a shift in perspective. Instead of pushing your way to the center of the circle, you step back and simply watch the group operate. Trying to dominate the airspace is a classic tell of a nervous performer. Watching to see who naturally leads, who listens, and what topics hold their attention gives you a precise map of the room's dynamic. Once you see the map, you can engage on their terms. Asking a targeted, genuine question and naturally using a person's name while you do it instantly transfers the pressure off you and onto a topic they already care about. When you redirect your focus to making the people around you feel heard and interesting, you completely eliminate the exhausting need to prove your own worth. Think back to that first moment crossing the threshold. Now, instead of a wall of judgmental stares, you can settle into the space surrounded by people who are leaning in and engaged. While competence might earn a professional nod of approval, a sense of personal comfort earns actual trust. Within a few hours, the exact words you said, the jokes you made, and the stories you told will mostly blur together. What sticks permanently to your identity is the emotional residue of how comfortable you made them feel. You can only manufacture that specific outcome by letting go of the performance. You trade the act of trying to impress for the quiet discipline of managing your own physical energy. Fast, authentic rapport comes down to a shift in awareness, prioritizing the emotional tone of the room over the content of your own performance.